they said we're going to put Kid in there. We're going to throw Cesaro with her. So,
there he is.
Although, sorry about that. Like, yeah, Davey got definitely caught in the crossfire when it came to Teddy back in WWE. And I don't know if they'd bring him back, but I do believe that
if Teddy Hart wins a big championship in New Japan, they'll bring him.
Yeah, that's true. But I do believe there's still, something there for him in like AEW, that kind of stuff. And he could honestly, even if Hammerstone leaves because he's kind of a younger talent, who hasn't really, gotten to that big stage or made that big payday. If he were to leave, then Davey Boy Smith would definitely be like a top contender for the MLW title. So, for him to stick around there isn't a bad idea. But if he moved on too, you're like, oh, cool. Like you can't. Either way, it would work. I'm trying to think of who else.
We gotta get this We gotta get this fucking COVID shit out of the way. So
we really do. It's such a
So where are you guys at on this? That's an honest question. Because I've got a bad heart. I got bad lungs. I can't go out. I've been fucking hidden away for I don't know, 2 months now.
Almost. And, 2 months and change, honestly.
Yeah, and I'm obeying this shit. And all my Army friends are telling me that I'm a pussy and I should fucking do this and do that. And I'm like, well, no, I've got to be smart about this.
No, that's what it be. Like you gotta think about yourself at the same time. Because like where I'm at, like I don't really worry about myself, but at the same time, everywhere I go, I'm going with an 8-year-old. And if he picks something up, I'm never gonna forgive myself. So I don't really go a lot of places.
That's the whole thing.
I don't really do a lot of things. And I know there are people that say to me like, oh well, I go out, I bring my kids out with me, I do that. I'm like, okay, do you? But at the same time, like, I'm not cool with, possibly bringing my son somewhere and having him catch this shit because, like the very young and the very old. You know what I'm saying?
All of a sudden his aunt has COVID because that's how it works.
It's like if I don't care. So I don't really care if somebody wants to call me a pussy or tell me that I should be doing this or that because they're doing it. It's like, go ahead, do you. Because at the same time, if I were to do that and something were to happen to my kid, I'd never fucking forgive myself. Like if it happens to me, whatever. I've been through. Okay. Exactly. I've been through everything twice. Got the t-shirts in the closet. But if it happens to my son, and I gotta watch it happen. I don't give a shit if I don't give a shit if that makes me a pussy.
Call me all the names you want. Exactly.
Call me every name in the book. I'm not going to give a flying fuck. And you should be there too, Stu, because honestly, like you've got enough problems as is. If you go out there and catch this shit, you go from having a kind of crappy life to having nothing. And as far as I'm concerned, a crappy life is better than nothing at all.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there are a lot of people.
I work at a restaurant, so I firsthand have people coming in to me bitching about every little thing requirement that we're asking them, the mask, the staying away, the plastic. They're complaining. They're already mad because they can't sit down and enjoy their cheeseburger and cough all over me and kill me. But I miss restaurants too. I miss movie theaters. I miss going to AMC and watching Pixar. I miss my Marvel universe.
Right.
I miss
going to wrestling shows.
To the bar, playing darts and shooting pool with my homies. What I don't miss is the fear of dying. The fear of my kids, like you said.
Right.
Passing, gone. This world, hello, game over. No more quarters. No more start a new game.
No, nothing.
But because I wanted to go out and enjoy a walk on the beach. That's not cool. I get it. We all miss our old lives.
Oh,
but
definitely.
When we're talking about sacrificing a little thing to cause great, safety in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And I think people are being selfish. And I'm not trying to get political. I'm not trying to turn away our audience. But when you
I don't think there's anybody left at this point.
At this point. But, like, if you want to sit down and eat a plate of, your scrambled eggs and pancakes at a restaurant, we offer that food to go. You don't need
Right.
to come in here and infect me because you wanted to sit here and boss me around to get you your
Right.
extra syrup and your orange
That's
juice.
what I'm saying. Like,
There's
I would love nothing
modifying our
more.
life. I'm sorry, this is a new way of life now, and fuck, man, I don't want to die.
Right.
I don't want you to die.
No,
And
I don't want
if it
anybody.
means I gotta wear a mask, I do it. You know.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't, I miss being able to go to a movie or go to a wrestling show or just hang out with my friends at a bar or whatever. But at the same time, like, there's so much that I'm getting out of this, and I haven't worked in 9 weeks. I'm gonna be honest. But at the same time, I've started a production company. I've added all these lovely people to work with me. I'm spending a ton of time with my son. And we're having all these father-son moments, even if they are in the house or just in the backyard or whatever.
Am I
And
back yet, Dom?
yeah, you're back, dude.
Okay.
You're okay. But like I'm getting so much out of this that, like, I don't really give a fuck at this point, like, what people think about me or what I can't do, because I don't think there would be a Fox Den Productions if it weren't for this quarantine, because it really got it kicked off. Like, I'm sitting around thinking of what to do, doing shows already. I'm like, why don't I add a few more? Why don't I start a company? Why don't I start on Zoom? Why don't I figure out how to get on live and do all this other stuff? And if I was working and then having to come home, get my son, get my wife, do this, do that, I wouldn't have time to do it. So as much as you may miss out on, there's so much more that you can take advantage of if you're willing to look at it from a different perspective. Not what, oh, well, I can't do this, I can't do that, I'm so fed up and I'm so, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that's you, and you should be, but at the same time, what else can you do? You can start a production company. You can get all these shows out to wonderful people. You can, get on live on Facebook and sit here with good people for a good 4.5 hours straight while drinking 40s and beers and have a good time anyway. So what are you really fucking missing out on? And at the same time, if somebody wants to call Stu a pussy or wants to think I'm a bitch because I'm staying at home with my son and I don't want him to catch anything, let him. Because
they call me, listen, I've been called a lot of things in my life.
Oh, you and me both, dude.
If being a pussy is looking out for the welfare of my family,
then I'm a pussy.
Fuck it. I'm a pussy.
Yeah.
A, I'm a pussy, and B, I am what I eat. So go fuck yourself.
I am. No, I mean, if you want to be I had to go out today to Ace Hardware to pick up a fucking coupler for the toilet, and I'm wearing the face mask, the fucking the shield over my face, the whole 9 yards, right? And I see all these fucking boomers out there just fucking coughing away,
right,
and fucking walking around like.
No, so, I mean, there's a whole group of people out there that think it's cool to, like, intentionally cough on things at a grocery store. Or I even brought it up on Drunk Upon a Time last night. There was a girl on TikTok who created a coronavirus challenge where she literally licks a toilet, and other people actually went and did this. And again, I don't know how accurate Google is at times, so this could be wrong, but apparently one of the people that did this was a 17-year-old girl. She took the challenge. She licked the toilet. She got coronavirus. She fucking died. If you believe Google, that's, again, I don't know. I'm just saying, you Google it, you look it up, it comes up.
Okay, so people
you can think I'm a pussy. Yeah,
people
whatever you want. But at the same time,
people fucking didn't believe. People believed the Earth was flat for a long fucking time.
There are a lot of people who still do, which is ridiculous. Because how many satellites do we have floating around this fucking planet? How many pictures have we got? And there are still plenty of people out there like, nah, the Earth is flat. And that's another part of this. Like, people can call you a pussy or whatever, but at the same time, some of those people might be dumbasses. I don't know.
Am I going to believe a PhD, or am I going to believe the fat guy down the street on YouTube on the realities?
Or the woman on TikTok who has clearly licked her way to the middle and has licked a toilet seat and thinks you should do it too. It's like, I think I'm going to go with the PhD.
Licked an ass.
Like, I don't always think with small head. So when it comes to the TikTok thought, or a PhD, I'm going to go with a PhD. That's just me. If you feel differently, you try it differently. If you make it, good for you. If you don't, I told you so. It's that simple. you know, anybody can call you anything you want because you're looking out for your family or you're trying to protect yourself or you're doing whatever. But at the same time, those same people may not be here when this is all over. And I'm not saying they should die. I'm saying they could. And if they take those risks, eventually, it's like playing Russian roulette, man. It's just, it's okay. I can do this again. Click. I can do this again. Click.
When I hear about preachers dying from holding masses, and
we talked about that on Drunk Upon a Time too. We were talking about there was the pastor in Richmond. He held that big mass and he was telling everybody that the Lord would protect him from COVID, and he caught the virus and he died. So
that's what I'm saying. If
this is bigger,
and you die. Like Darwin already spelled all this out. It's not fucking real hard.
It's just be smart. That's all that it is. Don't go back to, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing. Anybody can have faith, but don't always throw everything in on faith. Think about it. Okay, like if someone's telling you there's this virus killing off tens of thousands of people and you need to do this, then maybe you should do it and not just say like, oh, Jesus will protect me, because maybe Jesus was busy that day. You don't know.
Yeah.
Have you ever been able to like get on your smartphone and text Jesus and be like, yo, you got me?
Yeah, direct answer. Yeah.
And get a response like, yo, I got you, homie. Okay.
When he replies to your DMs, you let me know.
So at that point,
like Evan, I mean, Jesus Christ, he in a pandemic, he's got a lot of shit on his plate.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know. And that's what there are people putting themselves at risk every day so that you can have food from a restaurant or like with my wife, so your dog can get groomed. Or, even my brother, so that, shelves can get set up at Lowe's so that you can come in and find the products, you need.
My kid's a manager of a Papa John's.
Right.
I mean, it's, I get it.
And you worry, like every
I was
like
running
I
the
worry.
trucking company out of my house.
I know, and you worry about them every damn day. Like I worry about bringing my son out. I worry about my wife out in these about my wife out with these, because most of her clients, as far as grooming goes, are honestly, like very fucking old people, and they're like the peak for the virus as far as catching it. So I know she takes precautions and everything else,
you can
but
say it, they're all Karens.
Yeah, more or less, and it doesn't.
And that's the thing. I'm gonna.
There was a person yesterday who said, well, I have a mask, but I wear it on the top of my head because it hurts my face and I don't really need it.
It fogs my glasses, is what I've heard.
Right, that too.
Fogs the glasses, it bugs my mustache. I've heard it all.
And thankfully my wife,
the broad who cut the hole in her mask so she could breathe easier.
We were just talking about that too.
YouTube.
I was talking about how I was going to cut a little hole in my mask from my cigarette, and my mask was going to look like, I was joking, by the way, but I was saying I'm going to get a mask that looks like a bull's face. I'm going to cut a little hole in it, and I'm going to smoke through it, and then I'm going to have little vents in the nostrils, so when I blow it out my nose, it looks like a bull just blowing smoke.
That would be kind of cool.
It would be dope. It'd be kind of some Vader type shit, but not exactly.
Like a mix between Vader and Mantar.
Right? It'd be kind of cool, but kind of jobber at the same time. Yeah. But it's just you worry about, like, I worry about my wife when she goes out to work. I worry about my brother. I worry about bringing my son out. And people say to me like, oh, well, you're just being a pussy. And I'm like, okay, so I'm a fucking pussy. So what? I'll be alive. I'll be alive pussy when this is all over.
and the bullshit part of it is they bring up like it's my liberty to fucking die from this virus because I'm going to show the man, and I'm going to bring my AR-15 to the Capitol and show everybody, ooh, how big my dick is and how immune I am to this.
All you do is make gun owners look bad. Ask me how I know.
I'm a gun owner. Listen,
I am too. I got a concealed carry permit. I got guns, the whole nine.
I get so pissed off at these morons.
Me too, because the more ridiculous and stupid they are, the more you got to hear people complaining, and the more there is a chance that somebody that's responsible with it is like, oh fuck, they're gonna take this shit from me too, aren't they? I just fucking know it. I just fucking know. It's terrible. It's like, you know, it's all that one bad apple kind of shit. Like, you just have you got somebody at the Capitol building with an AR, and you're just like, fuck, dude, come on.
Why?
Like, yeah,
Why?
Never, ever in my life did I ever think, I'm going to grab my guns and go to the Capitol building. Fuck that. I'm trying to live. Okay.
All I know is that
a pandemic.
All I know is that in East LA over here, if you're a Mexican walking around with an AR-15, you ain't coming home.
No, you don't have to worry
I
about
don't know.
That's
the
cops.
privilege they
The
have.
cops will take care of you. You don't have to worry about Rona.
You're either going home in a body bag or you're going to jail.
I've listened to NWA. We've known about the LAPD for a while now.
No way you're walking around carrying a gun around here and you're not getting fucking locked up or getting shot.
That's what I mean. Like,
it's ridiculous.
Just,
that's a privilege that they have. They
gun
walk around
rights
their guns.
are white rights.
But here's my thing. I get it. Like I said, we all want movie theaters back. We all want restaurants back. We all want to live our life. When and if our world does reopen, I beg of you as a retail worker, please, please, please be kind to the employees. You want to go to JCPenney and buy a pair of Stonewashed jeans? Do not be rude. If they ask you to wear a mask, please comply. Don't argue with these employees. We're trying to just get by. I don't want to lose this house. I don't want to be stuck on the streets. I'm forced to work. I'm forced to go back to this virus. Please be kind. That's all I ask.
Lord knows.
Have a heart.
That's always been. I mean,
as I said, I've been out of work.
I know I'm gonna be, you know, boxing left and right with these people figuratively at the restaurants because they're not going to want to wear their mask. They're going to want to eat their pancakes.
You know, there are people like Evan and my wife and whoever else who have to go out there and make a living because, like, this shit don't pay for itself. And it's not like
Winnie's old man Jose. He works at fucking Trader Joe's,
the
most liberal fucking grocery store outside of Whole Foods you can find.
Right.
And he still catches shit.
Right. But that's what I mean. Like, there, you know, people put themselves at risk, and it's not like there's a whole lot of options out there. Because I've been out of work, like I said, 9 weeks. I just got my first unemployment check like 2 days ago. After 9 weeks, it's like, really, it took this fucking long, and the slew of bullshit I had to go through just to get that one check was like unbelievable. It got me to the point where I was like,
Virginia is fucking brutal on the unemployment.
They don't even try to answer. They don't even try to answer your calls with like Virginia Employment Commission. You call them up. You call them up. They give you an automated message talking about how busy they are, and then they hang up on you. And it doesn't matter what time of day it is. And they tell you to go online. Then you go online. They're like, "Oh, well, our server's fucked up. Call the 800 number." Well, they just hung up on me. What do I do now? Nothing. That's what you do.
You just wait, motherfucker.
Right. So you know, as much as I worry about my wife, at the same time, like, somebody's got to make money. So what the fuck else are you supposed to do? Like, you know, I got nothing. Okay, go back to work. I don't know what to tell you.
So I'm lucky. My wife works for Capital One. Mm-hmm. She's got a great job there. And Capital One has said you're not coming back to work till November.
Right.
My wife. Yeah, my wife, Mrs. Evil's
I wish, honestly.
And that's how you can tell about a good company, right? A company that knows their employees are worth something.
Yeah.
They're saying, we're not even going to fuck with you. I mean, you're going to work from home, but we're not going to fuck with you
right
until at least November.
I wish, honestly. I wish.
Investing in your people. And that's why.
That's what I mean. I wish one of us had that kind of job where we could just sit here and do our work from home, make some money and everything else. But unfortunately, it's not like that. And they don't give you a whole lot of options when, one, you can't, you know, they say, oh, unemployment's been open to everybody. And I'm like, okay, I've been out of work for like 2.5 months. Oh, we'll get to you when we feel like it. Well, fuck, what am I going to do in the meantime?
Once again, not trying to get too political. I get it. I'm from California. We're the lefty snowflakes.
Oh no, this doesn't have shit to do with politics.
Here's
this has
the
to do with life.
As businesses are shut down and as people are struggling and they're trying to ask, how am I going to get that next paycheck? That's the job of the government. That's where they need to step in with their assistance. That's when they need to come in and say, we asked you as the American dream to be an entrepreneur and build a business, because that's what we ask of you. Capitalism, build your own dream and start a company.
Go out there.
But when the shit hits the fan, fuck that. You go bankrupt, you lose your employees. That's when they need to step in. Forcing the essential employees to go back and minimum wage retail workers to have to work because supposedly we're going to go out of business. That's when the government should have stepped in and said, hey, you know what? We're going to bail out the big banks, but we're going to help the small guys too. And that's where
But it's okay, because eventually some commercial will call you a hero, so it makes up for it.
I'm a hero according to the ads.
It's like I don't want to. At the same time, it's like, no, like I'm not a hero. People like Stu are heroes. I just want to be alive. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't want my kids to die. Exactly.
I don't consider myself a hero. I just did a job, and
I would think that vets like you.
The shittiest part of military service is that when shit gets on the line, everybody thinks they're right.
Right.
So the guy that you shoot, he absolutely believes, just like you absolutely believe,
that they're right.
You are fucking right.
No, I know. Believe me, I come from a family, like my grandfather, my great uncle, my father, all Marines. And they used to say the same thing. Like, you get into a war and you're standing across from somebody who absolutely believes they're right. And you have to absolutely believe that you're doing the right thing and you're defending, your country, your nation, whatever, wherever you go. And it's the most intense thing you'll ever go through, because
and it's not until you get home till you realize that nobody was wrong.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was gonna say next, because that was the big thing that like my family used to tell me. It's like once you get back, then you realize like, oh shit, they weren't wrong. And I'm sure those people went home and they said the same thing, but by then it's too late. So those type of people, they're the real heroes here, because they go out and do things and deal with things that we will never have to, no matter what. I mean, I've been in some shitty situations.
Everybody else who were in the same shit that
it's one thing if you want to call somebody a hero, you call somebody like a vet, like Stu, you call them a hero. It's not meant for somebody at a Burger King drive-through, because just going through it one day and I said, and it says, show some respect to our heroes, and I'm like, is that really what they are? Because and no disrespect, but they're not heroes. They're basically fucked because they don't have anything else to do to make a living.
Yep. I'm basically a pawn for the government. I'm being used as like a test subject for the reopening of America. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody or anything like that. I'm just saying, and thank you for backing me up. They're like, you don't use the word hero as a fucking ploy to make people out to be feel special when they don't have any other options. Make us feel special without paying us for our actually
and they can still
fucking work, and
they still end up making a buck off it, and that's all that matters. Because
the billionaire corporations, the CEOs haven't lost a dime.
Because how many people?
They're hurting.
That's the whole thing.
Because honestly,
the country is the fucking billionaires.
Man, I'm gonna have to break this up.
They never fucking lose, no matter what the situation
We have Jeff Bezos over here on the verge of being the first trillionaire in history.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's about to like break some landmark, and his employees are shitting and pissing on themselves because they can't even get a bathroom break.
Right.
So we're applauding him for being a hero.
It's one thing.
And then in this country, we want to talk shit about China, who has slave labor and all this bullshit.
Right.
But Jeff Bezos
we're just about the same.
Does the same thing. Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like, don't throw the word hero around just so you can make a buck. If these people are heroes, like if Eben's a hero.
Pay them like
all
heroes.
Right, Eben's a hero.
Exactly.
How come he's not getting hazard pay?
Yeah. How come I still get state minimum?
Right? Why is he making minimum wage if he's a hero? Shouldn't he be getting hazard pay or some kind of bonus for putting himself at
How
risk?
come I have to come home and like
That's
scrub
not a hero.
myself down in fear of fucking killing my kids?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's not what I would consider a hero. You know, if somebody's a hero, and I know vets get treated shitty in some circumstances, but
I
at
get
the same
treated
time,
shitty by the VA every
yeah,
fucking day,
and
all they
I think
do
that's bullshit
is
too. I'm just
give
saying,
me all they give me is high
if we
grade
consider these
narcotics.
people exactly, if we consider these people heroes, then we ought to treat them accordingly. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. I'm not trying to, just say a bunch of bullshit because I'm going to put this on YouTube and I want views. I'm saying this for a simple reason. If you're going to say these people are heroes, treat them fucking accordingly. Don't shit on them at the VA. Don't give them minimum fucking wage part-time and expect them to live, especially in a time where they could basically die because of what they do. Don't do it. If you're going to call them heroes, then treat them like heroes. Like if we had, like a real life group, I don't care if it's the Avengers, the Justice League, whatever, are we going to treat them like shit like we do with our vets or essential employees or whatever? Are we going to hold them up to a higher level of accordant standards, or give them things that other people don't get because, hey, you're heroes, you're special, you're whatever.
Yeah.
If you want to call these same people, whether it be vets or essential employees like the guys I have on with me right now, then treat them the way they're supposed to be treated. That's all. I'm not trying to be mean.
VA gave me when I first got diagnosed with PTSD. They gave me ketamine.
Oh God.
What's the fucking worst thing you can give somebody who is going through PTSD?
No, I understand, because my wife was diagnosed a bunch of years back and they tried to sedate her and it went horribly wrong. So I totally get it, Stu. I really do. It's different. It's a different situation, but same diagnosis, same type of treatment, and it went horribly fucking wrong. And I'm glad. And believe me, she's doing much better today, and I'm very grateful for that. But again, I totally understand. You don't have to explain anymore. I've been there and done that. Again, go back to the closet. I got the T-shirt. I swear to God.
I mean, seriously, it's like they're like, well, we're gonna treat this forest fire in California with gasoline.
Right? Exactly.
Fucking gas on that shit. Yeah.
I'm sure gas and bombers full of propane tanks will take care of it. No big deal.
But it goes back to the conversation that we originally started about getting the wrestling back into the arenas. I mean, as a fan, part of me, I want to be there and I want to be able to cheer on my favorites. But shit, man, do I want that ticket taker? Do I want the usher, the guy selling me the beer and
the merch?
Is it fair for me to want to put them back? It's hard. It's a tough decision. Like
no,
you said,
if it comes to that,
I get that. Dick beaters all over my shit. Either.
No, if it comes to that, I'll pass. I'll deal with whatever we've got on TV and YouTube for the moment.
I honestly, I get through it at work because I have to, but it's not fun. Let me admit to it.
Right.
I can't imagine wanting to sit there for like a 7-hour WrestleMania with a mask on.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm hoping.
Eat a hot dog. Like I just don't see it happening.
That by the time we get to WrestleMania next year and that kind of stuff, that this will be all over with and we'll be back to normal and there will be crowds again and all that kind of stuff. Because that's, again, we're talking like April of next year and we're in May. I'm not saying like tomorrow I need to be at a wrestling show because I don't want to put those people at risk. I don't care if you work there. I don't care if you're in the crowd. I don't want to take that risk. I don't want to put anybody else.
The thing is that people have been so gaslit into consume that you've interrupted.
As soon as you can't go and buy what you want, your rights are gone. Yeah.
You've interrupted their DNA, and if you somehow impact their DNA at all, you're infringing on their rights.
Well, I'll throw.
And guess what? There is what is it? The life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. No.
Oh yeah.
No, it's
the sad part is that you have these. I see these people who are protesting it, who are complaining about their rights being taken, who have to be old enough to have lived through the civil rights movement, where real rights were taken and people were being lynched and murdered for these rights.
I was
and
thinking
you can't
it.
get a
I didn't want to
fucking
say
haircut.
it. No, so it's like, you know,
it's
it's
crazy to me. The
ridiculous
level of they're
because
trying to compare their level of privilege and
their
rights.
struggle, like their struggle, is equal to whatever
that's
is really
suffrage
going on
movement
here.
and the
that's the thing.
You've been inconvenienced.
The thing
There's
that we
other
have
people who have
to.
their rights stripped away.
The thing
Rosa
that
Parks
we
didn't give up her spot on the bench on the fucking
On the
bus
bus.
because she wanted a fucking perm and shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right, exactly. No, the thing that we have to remember in all this, because we're all old enough to be, you know, beyond that generation, is that like there have been, because I've seen it with like my sister's kids and that stuff from when I was a teenager. There have been generation upon generation of people who, from the day they started school or whatever else, were told they were special. You know, they were told, oh, well, we don't keep score. Here's a trophy,
you
even though
want,
you didn't
all you
earn it. There's no grades. You're just special. You just move on because you're awesome. Everybody's special. Everybody's special. Everybody's special. So now we have generations of special little idiots who feel like they're above all this bullshit because they've been treated like they're above it all since they were old enough to go to preschool. It could be. I'm not even going to argue that. But at the same time, like I've seen it. Like I used to go to my nephew's little league games when I was a teenager, and he was like 10, and my man was good, but his team was crap. And he was the MVP of the league on the worst team, and he still made the playoffs. And he lost in the playoffs in their first round. And as he was leaving, they were handing trophies out to his teammates, and they were all taking them. And I'm looking at this like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it's first round. They had a losing record. They shouldn't even have been in the playoffs. Like, why the fuck are they getting trophies? And when they went to hand one to my nephew, he looked at it, he threw it on the ground, and he stomped it with his cleats, and I went, that's my boy. Because if you think that you're entitled enough that where you just showed up and sucked out loud, that you're so special you deserve to bring home a fucking trophy for that, you're the same people now 20 some years later, because this man grew up, joined the Navy, then enlisted in the Army, became a sniper, and is now a Army sniper instructor. So this kid knew from the beginning, like, I gotta work if I want to be considered special. And that's why he is where he is today. Where the rest of these kids that took all these trophies and did all this shit growing up thinking they were special little idiots are now grown fucking people protesting COVID, saying their rights are being fucking infringed. No, they're not. People are trying to protect you, but you think you're above it all because you're more entitled than fucking Randy Orton and MJF put together. Shut the fuck up. More or less. It's just where we've been at as unfortunately. And again, I'm not trying to get political. This is just what I've seen in my life. This is where we've gone as a nation. So now this is where we're at as a nation, where we have a group of people like us who are like, I'd rather just sit at home because I ain't trying to get this shit. I'm not, if I had it, which I don't, but if I did, I'm not trying to give it to anybody. I ain't trying to kill nobody. I'll stay at home. But then there's a bunch of people younger than us who have grown up like that, who think they're just above it all. And these are the people who throw coronavirus parties and pass lollipops around or lick toilets or protest saying that their rights are being infringed. No, they're the people. We're trying to keep you alive, dumbass. Maybe you'd know that if you actually had to work or think or do anything your entire goddamn life other than run your mouth and post your tweets. And by the way, you can follow us on Twitter at Top Rope Wrestling Talk.
No. Listen, I got hit in the chest with a sniper round, and it ended my military career. And I was going to go.
I'm glad you're still here because I've seen those rounds.
I was going to. Well, I had a vest where it was a black vest. It wasn't the full armor like the kids have now with the Kevlar and everything else.
Right.
But like, it was a moment where I wanted to live, but I knew that everything that I built towards was done.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
It was gone. So went to rehab, went through the surgeries, everything else. And this was in Bosnia. Bosnia had nothing to do with fucking America. Had not a goddamn thing.
Mm-mm.
But here I was done. And it's an affront for all these cunts to walk around. Pardon my language, but
oh, it's fine. Say what you got to say, man. Seriously.
You know, they have no disregard for. Okay, simplest thing in life. Go to the grocery store, you shop, you get done,
Right.
you go, and you return the cart to its fucking place.
Okay, Mac. Sorry.
But there's like 30% of the population who can't return a fucking shopping cart.
Oh, I know. Either that, or they see the little carts and the big carts, and they start mixing them up. It's like, why would you do that? You're just gonna get somebody making minimum wage to have to come out, organize the shit, drag it all back. Like, put the big carts on one side, the little cart on the other. I will literally, I will pull them out and put them in place.
It's the literally simplest things in life that make you a human being.
Right.
And like self-governance. It's the littlest things.
Common sense.
That ensure that things can be normal. Mm-hmm. And here you are just taking the littlest things and just being like, fuck it.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's common sense. It's thought. It's what makes you. It's what makes you a human being in the first place. And there are so many people that just don't seem to have that anymore, because they were all brought up on this mentality that, like, oh well, I'm different, I'm better. You know, it's like we got hundreds of thousands of MJFs running around. Just, I'm better than you, and it's like, you're fucking not. But you think you are. So that makes you dangerous. Honestly, you know, like, anybody that runs around with that mentality makes you dangerous. That's pretty much why we're at where we're at. I mean, there are other factors, but that's a huge one. And to the people saying that their rights are being taken away, or they're sick of being inside, or whatever, let me ask you something. You ever take a sniper round like Stu did here? Because I haven't, and I fucking welled up and thought, oh my god, like, as soon as it happened. But you'd be sitting there like, oh, no big deal, I can't go to the park, or I can't sit and drink my coffee on my laptop at Starbucks. That's your big deal? The man took a sniper round. What do you have to say now? Crickets.
Oh, wait, hold on, let me show you.
Oh god. Oh wow.
In case people think it's bullshit, let me.
Oh no, I believe you.
Let me reiterate. Yeah, that was open heart surgery.
Oh man.
To
again, you know, we're just gonna.
But I listen. I know how the internet works, and I know how trolls work. And
it doesn't mean it has to. It's just there's a bunch of stupid motherfuckers on.
That there was going to be somebody tomorrow morning who was going to wake up and go, "Oh, it's bullshit."
Oh, I know. I see it all the time, and I just scroll past it like, Jesus fucking Christ. But, you know, once it's brought up in a situation like this with somebody like you, it's hard not to just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? Because there are people who are dealing with much worse, and your big deal is like, you can't sit at a Starbucks with your fucking laptop. Big whoop. You're missing out.
I can't get a haircut.
I can't get my haircut, you know. It's easy. You go to
me. It's not about me. It's about the people who cut hair. I suddenly care about grocery workers, and I suddenly care about pet care workers, and I suddenly care about all these people who I've never given a shit about in my life.
And not that they do shit for it. They just suddenly care because now it's trending. You know, that's the big deal. It's not that I care about people or about what they're going through or whatever. I care because I woke up and I looked on Twitter and I saw it was trending, and now I care. It's like,
I'm not trying to like take it like personally or whatever, but I don't know how many times a day when I'm at work that I have people coming in to pick up their to-go orders or to place their to-go orders, and will comment about how fucked up the situation is, and it must suck for you guys, and oh man, you guys aren't making any money, and oh man, it must be so horrible. as they fucking put a big fat zero on that tip
On the
section,
tip.
bro. Let me tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Those
I mean, I get it.
Those
I
fucking
get it.
people.
I'm not
worse.
begging or pandering for your money.
You
but
shouldn't
if you're
have
gonna come
to.
in and tell me about how shitty my life is,
You
and
shouldn't
then
have to.
zero.
That's the point. You
come on,
shouldn't
man.
have
No,
to.
that's the shittiest part about this whole COVID is that guys like
You
you
want to act.
haven't
People
have been
want to act like they care. They want to
It's
act
like-
like they're concerned. But
Yeah, but that's the point. You shouldn't have to, because, like, I mean, honestly, I saw when I was taking my wife to work this morning, I saw there was a Starbucks drive-through open. There was nobody in it, so I texted her. I said, "Do you want coffee?" She said, "Yeah, give me this." So I go and I get the coffee, and it's like a $13 bill once I get the coffees and some cookies for my kid, because fuck him, he needs some fun too, right?
I get it.
So
yeah.
it's a $13. It's $13. I hand the person at the drive-through a $20 bill, and I literally just told her, keep the change. And she's like, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yeah. I mean, you guys are open. You're doing all this shit. You're putting yourself at risk. You ought to get some kind of fucking reward out of it." So on a $13 bill, I tipped $7 fucking dollars. I if I ordered food, like if I order a pizza, I do that too, even if it's contactless delivery or whatever. It's like, okay, put $5 on this $15 bill, because people are taking the goddamn risk.
yeah.
And it's not like you should have to beg or plead or anybody else, because those people know the situation that you're in, just like I do. It's just they put a big fat zero where I'm trying to drop a big fat tip, and I'm not exactly, living high on the hog.
I get it. If you come in, you get your food, you ask for your stuff, I give it to you. You don't want to leave nothing, fine. But don't bring up the comments to me about how shitty it must be.
Right.
Because I get it. I got the bills piling up, and
Because it's one thing. It's
Yeah.
one thing if you're
It's
ignorant.
like salt on the wound.
It's one thing if you're ignorant and you don't know, like, oh, this guy's getting minimum wage and his life sucks. But if you call them out and then you don't do shit, now you're the asshole.
Or even worse is when they come in and they get upset at me. Well, when are you guys gonna open? When are you reopening? Like if it was up to me to like call the corporation back, you know what? Shut it down. I don't know. It's not up to me.
How the fuck
But
would
they
I
don't-
know?
They don't see the corporation. They don't see the lawmakers. They see my face. So I'm the guy they yell at.
And they think you
that's
know.
just the way it's gonna be.
No, I have
You
seen
think I
people
know
be-
this? Hit the edge music.
I've seen people be shittier to grocery workers now
Mhm.
than they've ever been. And there was always Karens who were shitty to grocery workers, but they shit on grocery workers now for not having Clorox and fucking hand sanitizer.
Like
and
they have
shit
something to
paper.
do with it. You know?
I mean, like, it's like I'm not even
Everybody,
fucking
trust me,
logistics.
I've worked in a warehouse for stores and pet chains and that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter what the store asks for. It matters what the distribution center brings in. It's that, and what truck
The
pulls up.
DC
That's all
and
that
then the
matters.
DC and the DC's gonna send whatever the fuck they have
Hmm.
because they're gonna make money from it.
Right. If they
It's
had
not
it,
like, it's not like fucking Walmart's out to
No.
fucking screw you.
if they had it, they'd be
If they
sending
had
They
it.
want
you'd
to.
have
They
it.
want to sell you everything they
That's
can.
why,
to make all the money they can.
That's why, honestly, I absolutely, I've fallen in love with the local Target out here in Williamsburg, because when
If
you pull
Walmart
by,
could sell pocket pussy, they would.
yeah, they would.
Yeah.
But the Target in Williamsburg is great, because when you pull by, they have this giant whiteboard out front of the building, and you don't even
And
have
the
to
shit
walk
they
in.
don't have.
They will tell you what they have on this whiteboard. You'll see toilet paper, hand sanitizer, bleach, disinfectant wipes, and next to it, it'll say yes, no, for whatever. And people will actually be coming out like as stuff is running out on the shelves and changing it from yes to no, or as they get it in, vice versa. So you don't even have to walk in. If you pull by and you're looking for toilet paper and it says no, then you got to go to the next place. But they're the only
That's
ones
the new
doing it.
America we should have.
Everybody should be fucking doing it, but they're the only ones that are in the entire area around me. And I love it because I can just pull up there, like practically when I drop my wife off every morning, and just look and see, like, if we need something, okay, they've got it. Let's run in real quick and get it. Oh, they don't have it? All right, fuck it. Let's try another place. But I wish everybody was doing that right now, because you know how many people they keep out, or how many people just drive by from that particular building knowing like, oh, they don't have what I need.
They're not putting them at risk.
Yeah, but the other places, Dom,
It lowers the
draw
risk.
you in They draw you in, and then you wind up buying shit you don't need.
Oh, I know, but that's the thing. Like,
you fucking buy a bathing suit,
but I'll tell you,
the fucking beach is
there
gonna
was
open.
there was one day where I pulled in and they said they had hand sanitizer, and I was with my wife and kid, and we went in. We said, "Fuck it." We had protection and everything, but we went in. We said, "Fuck it," and we got the hand sanitizer. But at the same time, while we were there, it was like all of a sudden, oh, my wife's looking at clothes, and my child wants toys, and this and that and the other. So we went in for hand sanitizer, walked out with like, God knows how much money worth of shit by the end, at least triple digits. So they actually pulled us in where we wouldn't have come in had we not seen that sign. You know, so it actually it helps in the long run because it brings people in when they see what they need. It keeps people safe when they see they ain't got what they need. It helps you make more money and keep people safe. It's a genius fucking idea. It's just nobody else is doing it. Instead, you get the Walmart app where they say, "Oh yeah, we've got this in stock, but you can't like set up a pickup on your phone. You got to go get it, and by the time you get there, it's already gone. But you don't know that because you already pulled in, walked up, stood in the line out front because they're sitting there with like the security gates and they're counting people, and they're like, all right, 2 more can go in, all right, 3 more can go in, and in the meantime, everybody's walking out with what you want." You know, it's ridiculous. Where with this Target, it's just like, oh yeah, come in, we have this, cool. And while we're in there, we're gonna get this, or we're gonna get that. We might need something for dinner, and they got food, and oh, I'm out of coffee. They got coffee, you know, that kind of stuff. So you walk out of there with so much shit, and you only walked in there for like 1 thing, maybe 2, and you come out with a whole cart full. It keeps people safe, and this place has got to be making money. Because when other people don't have this type of shit like sanitizer or toilet paper, guess what? They do, and they're telling you on the fucking and when you walk in, they have it. So it's like, why wouldn't people keep coming back there as opposed to like, oh, Walmart says they have it, and then you get there and they don't. So now you just put yourself at risk. You didn't get what you wanted, so now you're walking out. You're not spending a fucking dime because you're pissed off because they said they had it and they didn't.
Yeah.
You know, it's actually a better idea because it will make you money while it will keep people safe at the same time. Wow. You know, that's a little extra effort and a little extra thought will go a long way in these times right now. And being that it's after 1 o'clock, and I think we're on like
5-hour mark.
Hour 5 of this shit. I don't know how I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. They're gonna be like, "Are you kidding me?"
It's gonna take like 2 days to upload.
I'm gonna have to break it down into sections, put it up as like live part 1, part 2, part 3. But I do appreciate you know, everybody bearing with us. I do appreciate everybody showing up in Top Rope Wrestling Talk and giving our comments, and even Stu for coming on and telling those stories, man. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Again, thank you for everything you've done. I would
love to be a part of this.
A real hero in the show.
Now that we have this live thing, you know, kind of figured out, dude, we could be doing like weekly.
We will certainly do this again. We'll have you back.
I would love to be a part of it.
We even have.
I love you.
We
guys.
dipped our toe into the pool.
Oh, we love you too,
Stu.
You know I do. We talk well beyond this group and everything about not wrestling stuff. So you know I love you.
Well, no, but one of the things I wanted to say, Dom, about the part that pissed me off about the whole Road Warrior thing was they shit on Hawk for 45 minutes, and there was like 3 minutes of him being
like redemption.
And his
like
brothers.
redemption.
They had his older brother and his younger brother crying pretty much on camera, and that was supposed to let us know that he was a good guy because his brothers
like when I heard
that was it.
Evan, that was like the very
right.
I mean, that's why.
No, you're right.
It wasn't until we got into the like Monday Night Raw where he fell off the Titantron that we kind of were like, oh shit, he is a human. Maybe we should feel bad about him.
Right.
And,
I was
excited. It was animal side of the story, a lot of it.
I was excited for that episode. That once I hear like Stu and Evan talking about it, I'm like, man, do I even want to watch it now?
The best and Road Warrior Hawk are my 2 favorite wrestlers ever. And then
they mentioned a story about how they were riding in the van and they used to love what was it, He-Man, and they used to always talk about He-Man, and that's when they came up with the name Legion of Doom. He-Man and Legion of Doom were not.
Nothing alike.
I was gonna say, like,
what?
right after I went, I was thinking, wait a minute, those two things have nothing to do with one another.
He loved He-Man and told the stories all the time, and that's where we came to Legion of Doom. I was like,
all right.
what?
So a rare miss from Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah.
I may not even watch it now, to be honest. Like, it's just gonna piss me off. Because they're one of my favorite tag teams all time, and you know, I know the story pretty well at this point. But if I watch it, I might just be like, you know,
Warrior Pops. I've been there live to them, and
me too.
It was the most amazing thing to have the crowd.
I swear to God, there was a house show at the Spectrum, and the Legion of Doom got a bigger pop than Hulk Hogan that night. I'm not even kidding.
They always will.
Because it was a WWF show, like at the Spectrum back in the like late '80s, maybe, and Legion of Doom came in, and they were fighting Demolition. And as soon as that music hit, and you heard like, oh, whatever, like the place went nuts. And Hulk Hogan was in the main event against somebody. I can't remember at this point. Might have been Earthquake. I can't remember. But like when Legion of Doom came out, place went crazy. You felt like the roof was going to blow off. You could feel the floor shaking, the whole nine. Hulk Hogan comes out, and don't get me wrong, people cheered, but it was nothing. I mean, not even close to what the Legion of Doom got when that music hit.
One bit of criticism I had is they mentioned the brief stint in the 90s where Hawk returned to Japan and formed the new Road Warriors, and how Animal was so upset.
The Hell Raiders.
Oh, how could you ever have done that? How could you have ever bastardized the name? All right, okay, I get it.
Right.
Then the episode pretty much ends when he dies and the whole, like, we made up for it. Never do they mention the fact of Heidenreich and the bastardization that Animal was, like, full-fledged. Let's do it. Let's bastardize our name. Let's put on the fake shoulder pads again. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean,
Animal
like I said,
Hawk
go back
to
No, Hawk seemed like
go
a
back
real
to
piece of shit in this whole thing, and that was shitty.
Go back to last year's
Animal
Crockett Cup.
So holier than thou in it all, when Animal was just as guilty of the same bullshit that Hawk did.
True. No, like, go back. That's what I was going to say. Go back to last year's Crockett Cup, and you'll see Animal coming out with the face paint on, with Crimson and Jax Dane, and they're both wearing the face paint, and they have like the shoulder pads. And they come out to
but how quick he was to criticize
the Legion of Doom music.
Hawk,
and this is in 2019. And he was so quick to get on Hawk for it, and he did it. Yep. He's still doing
multiple
it. If he can get away with it.
If you paid him enough right now, he would put the pads on with his own son. I bet you anything.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If he could get away with it, he'd probably come right back out with that tag team on NWA Power whenever it comes out, or Carneyland. You know, if they pay him to do it, he'll fucking do it. But he was so critical of Hawk, and that's like, really. All of a sudden, I'm the Miz. Really. But yeah,
but I mean, like, everybody who's got an addiction, especially like Hawk, after he runs through the whole addiction spectrum, he has this amazing epiphany. And he gets clean. He finds Jesus.
Glossed over.
And they absolutely lost that in the whole fact of like 40 out of the 45 minutes they buried him. And it was
just like what? It was a quick throwaway sentence of he found God, got married, and
then he died.
And then he died. Yeah, literally.
And I was like, no, there's got to be more than this bullshit.
There was no one. Like I said, they had Hawk's brothers on there crying, but like no one defended Hawk. There was no one on his side telling his side.
I didn't even realize we were.
If there was a side,
we were getting comments. Who knew?
Oh, we were.
I just looked it back up because I guess I don't know why my phone's not notifying me anymore, but. Yeah, Bojack came in, our fellow admin, and he was saying, I guess, about, we were talking about, the quarantine and that kind of thing. He was saying that people in South Carolina that are opening up restaurants at 50% capacity aren't able to maintain social distancing. They're trying super hard, but people just don't want to listen. Yeah. And he said, our strip clubs are back open too at limited capacity, but say they're practicing social distancing. And then after that, he says, but I will admit, we played a show Friday night, but stayed on stage and in green room, and we're surrounded by people. We've been around this whole time, so like people they knew. My favorite part of the stage, though, is the people watching, and people just aren't compliant. I'm sorry. Yeah, that makes sense. What do you know? Ignorant people. Yeah, there's a shock. South Carolina unemployment did the same thing, but the paycheck was awesome when the PUA was added in. Yeah, that would be great too. I haven't gotten that yet. I'm hoping for it. And then he says, good night or morning, depending on how you look at it. Yeah. Well, in case we don't see you tomorrow, Bojack, good night, good morning, and good afternoon.
Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm honestly, guys, I'm loving this, but I'm also about to pass the fuck out or piss myself or both. So
yeah, I'm getting close.
Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night or a morning or whatever this is
just
now.
Real quick, Dom. Huh? How close to real life in Philly is It's Always Sunny?
Not much. I mean, there's a little bit, but it's basically like
it's really close.
It's like 60-40 leaning towards like not close. it's you know, it's a little bit, but not much. Not a whole lot. It's about 40% accurate. I'll give it that much.
I'm here to tell you, anything that you've seen with a beach or a palm tree that involves Los Angeles and California, nope, man. Ain't
total
true.
Bullshit.
No, total bullshit. You go to Hollywood and you're stepping over homeless people. You ain't seen no glitz and no glamour.
I hear you, but I do.
No, I was lucky. I was in Monterey when I was in California. I was in Monterey, and there wasn't a whole lot of the homeless bullshit.
Yeah, no, but down here and down towards you get more towards downtown LA, more towards like the Staples Center, the real city, the heart of it. It's not too good. We've turned our back on as a society. I'm not gonna lie.
Of course.
Yeah. No, my brother still lives in Redondo, and he tells me it's pretty shitty there.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's not bad. Yeah.
Well,
the houses are just too expensive. Pay is too low, and it's hurting. People are just no other option but to have to live in your car, live in the street. We're open 24 hours where I work, and we got a couple of cars that are out there, RVs that just live in the parking lot, pretty much just moving around place to place because California's done them bad.
But California's the promised land, and everybody loves it.
The prom, yeah. We're the glitz. Like I said, the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. That's what WWE wants to tell you that we offer you, but it ain't all peaches and cream.
No, I remember when I would drive into work past the Colinas in Salinas, the shitty fucking tin roof houses. Yep. They had to pick the fields, and I got it. I got it right away that there was 2, 3, maybe 4 Americas.
Class separation. Yep. The have and the have-nots have.
There's probably separated. 2, 3, 4 Americas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Crazy. Yep.
Sorry about that.
All right, Dom. You can check out Dom. Well,
once I hang up, that's going to be the end of the feed. But that's why I've always said,
no way I'm carrying the show.
You never really truly. Keep
texting. It's okay.
You
never really truly buy beer. You just rent it.
You're borrowing it for a few hours.
Well, we all.
But it's still fun.
So it's all.
So we do thank everybody that showed up tonight. Got Brucey, Grandma Wendy, Jose, my wife Kathy, Stu.
The comments on Facebook.
All the comments on Facebook. We almost hit triple digits, and I know we've been on for a while, but that's still a big deal. I didn't expect that kind of response either. We will definitely I will definitely try to break this up a little bit on YouTube and post it piece by piece tomorrow. But until then, we want to thank everybody that showed up, watched this, got involved. Thanks, Stu, for coming on. We will definitely have you on again.
We went super cult of Cornet, and we went off on all sorts of shit on this.
Oh yeah, we will definitely be doing that again too, because Lord knows Corny will go off. It's a matter of time. But and again, obviously you guys know about the group, but for anybody watching this on YouTube tomorrow or whenever, please come to Top Rope Wrestling Talk on Facebook. We've got a great group here. We let anybody in public. We'll let you just.
They
come
let
in.
me in, guys. So that's really
yeah, that's true. But we'll just let anybody come in that wants to enjoy wrestling with like-minded fans and have a good time, and come check out the shows, whether it be the stuff on TNT or USA or our shows, either any or all work. You can also follow us on Twitter at Top Rope WT. I'm going to try to get this right because it's been a few hours and I've been drinking. We have a new Instagram page, which is top underscore rope underscore wrestling
underscore
talk. So come follow us there as well. We've got some good memes, some pictures, some Evil Evan originals, some of my stuff. It's fun. We have a good time. Follow us there. Follow us on Twitter. Come to this group especially. And
leave comments, guys. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
Your feedback matters.
Again, you can find this YouTube page if you search for Fox Den Productions. You'll see.
Love you, brothers.
Love you too. You will see this show along with Mutant Rejects and Drunk Upon a Time, which we kind of gave you a little mix of, Top Rope, and that's why it's Drunk Upon a Top Rope, because we figured we'd just talk about
non-wrestling talk.
Yeah, and
whatever comes up, we're down.
Have a few beers, whatever comes up, we're down. Exactly. That's Drunk Upon a Time. Mutant Rejects is pretty cool. It's like an X-Men MCU comic book kind of thing. We've got an interview with a cast member from The Gifted on Fox coming up 2 Sundays from now.
Comic books.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And, there may even be some more shows in the works. I've been talking to a few people trying to work out like a sports show and a few other things. So we're gonna keep expanding the empire, keep trying to grow this thing, keep it going in the right direction, and until next time, everybody just try to stay safe out there. Tip your essential employees when you go to get food or whatever.
Dom, if you need
don't be an asshole.
Old man veteran, you let me know and I'll be on that show too.
I appreciate it, Stu. Thank you. So for everybody that got involved in here, thanks again, and thanks for watching. And we will probably see you in group tomorrow, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Good night.